What happens to rocks that are deeply buried but are not hot enough to melt? They become metamorphosed. Metamorphism refers to the changes to rocks that take place in the Earth's interior. The changes may be new textures, new mineral assemblages, or both. Transformations occur in the solid state. The new rock is a metamorphic rock.
Hello everyone, Cole and I are here to tell you about metamorphic rocks. So Cole, would you like to tell us what factors metamorphic rocks are their characteristics to?
No.
Alright, metamorphic rocks are their characteristics to several factors, the most important being the composition of the parent rock, temperature and pressure during metamorphism, the effects of tectonic forces, and the effects of fluids, such as water. Would you like to start us off with the composition?
Okay, let's start with the composition of the parent rock. No new chemical compounds are added except for maybe water. The mineral content of the metamorphic rock is determined by the chemical composition of the parent rock.
Take this slate, for example. It was once shale, composed mostly of quartz and calcite. It couldn't have ever metamorphosed into a high silica rock, such as amphibolite. Next is temperature.
Temperature affects metamorphic rocks a great deal. The deeper a metamorphic rock was formed, the hotter the temperature was used to create it. Deeply formed metamorphic rock would be less stable at the surface than a cooler formed metamorphic rock. This is stability, the ability of a mineral to keep its form given time.
During metamorphism, rocks undergo a serious amount of pressure. When talking about pressure, however, one is usually talking about confining pressure. This is the kind of pressure that presses on all sides of an object that is submerged or buried. There is also lithostatic pressure, which removes all remaining pore space from a rock. All minerals that are formed from pressure are usually smaller than the original rock, and so are its crystals.
There are also many stresses that affect a metamorphic rock. The first being differential stress. This is where the stress on the rock is different in different places. This leads to the rock tending to be deformed. There's also compressive stress. This is where the pressure on the rock is the same on all sides and tends to the rock being compressed, given the name.
Sorry about that. As you can tell, time is also a very important factor in the making of metamorphic rocks. Most metamorphic rocks tend to be silicate, which leads to a slow reaction time. They'd be bad at sports. Therefore, it takes a tremendous amount of time for anything to take place. It is difficult to fully comprehend. It has been decided that these long processes would be impossible to recreate due to the long time span. Oh, that's nice.
The two most common types of metamorphism are contact metamorphism and regional metamorphism.
Contact metamorphism is metamorphism in which high temperature is the dominant factor. This is also known as thermal metamorphism. One thing that may influence which new minerals crystallize is confining pressure, but the confining pressure is usually relatively low. This is because contact metamorphism mostly takes place not too far beneath the Earth's surface at less than 10 kilometers.
Regional metamorphism is a type of metamorphism that is responsible for the great majority of metamorphic rocks found on the Earth's surface. Regional metamorphism is a metamorphism that takes place at a considerable depth underground, generally greater than 5 kilometers. These kinds of rocks are almost always foliated, indicating differential stress during recrystallization. For that reason, regional metamorphism is also called dinothermal metamorphism.
Prograde metamorphism is the next form of metamorphic rock we will be talking about.
When a rock becomes buried to increasingly greater depths, it is subjected to increasingly greater temperatures and pressures, and will undergo prograde metamorphism.
Pressure. Pressure. They go under pressure. Pressure.
Because there's a lot of editing out that would have to happen.